Oh, we going there? Okay, I guess we going there, but let's go. Jesus, let me know, but they show no vision. Yeah, say you found it, but she's still gonna hold on. They say you found it, but she doesn't want. Y'all, sometimes at night, your girl just wants to be held. And I've been single dang near the longest I've ever been in my life. And it's actually really sad because your girl's only 20. But I digress. It's so weird. It's like you'll be cool, you'll be kind, maybe see little couples here and there, and you're like, oh, you're so cute. Then it's like, oh, I'm so alone. But normally, you learn to manage it, you learn to deal with it, all that stuff. And then the nighttime hits, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm going to sleep again by myself. That kind of sucks. And because of that feeling, it kind of leads to this desire for like physical comfort. And y'all know my dilly dally, not dilly dally, it's definitely more than dilly dallying, but y'all know my dance with certain nighttime activities. That sounds so disgusting. Oh my gosh. Okay, but y'all know that. So, and if you don't, probably said it on my TikTok like 20,000 times. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then thank the Lord. But something I've been struggling with is like, what does it mean for God to actually hold me? Like, I've literally like crying boo-boo tears. I'm crying my eyes out, being like, dang, I just really would like the hugs, just to be held and comforted right now in this moment. But then I'm just like, well, I can't do that because I don't get no man. And I'm like, it got a hey so like it don't need like what's that? But anyway, so I'm finding it. But anyway, because of that feeling, it's like my brain equates to that being like, oh, okay, because one of my strong love languages is physical touch. So, which is very ironic because I don't like being touched by most people. You gotta really be, we gotta be really, really like this if I even let you even think about it. But besides the point. And it really, really makes sense because, well, it honestly really doesn't make sense because you say, well, it's said that your love language is what you didn't get as a child, and I got a lot of, my mom hugged me a lot. But also maybe because my dad really wasn't there. Maybe that's y'all, I'm sorry, it's how my brain works in real time. But anyway, so as those feelings, it's like sometimes I'm just like, well, dang. And like, yeah, that's probably why I quite literally sleep with like, I don't know, can y'all see? I don't know if y'all can see that, but why I literally sleep with like my 5 stuffed animals because I'm a cuddler and I like to cuddle. So what am I gonna do? Go to sleep like this every night? I gotta cuddle something. But anyway, I feel like that longing, it's been like in my heart for like a long time, like this just longing to not want to be alone. But in this time I've spent alone, I've learned that, honestly, I don't really think it's learned is the right word. I'm learning that being alone with God is when you really find out what true intimacy is. and it's not just like, it's actually just like, sometimes it's just kind of, y'all, in this process, what mainly started me dabbling into this is when I started, excuse me, when I started actually not structuring, because it's not structured, it kind of is, it's loosely structured. My prayer time, I normally do, hold on, y'all. I have my bad broski. I have this prayer journal, so I normally write in this for about like 30-ish minutes, sometimes less, sometimes more, depends on how I'm feeling that morning. And then I'll just like kind of like sit in silence for like 30-ish more minutes and just kind of like wait for him to speak to me if he has something like he wants to say. Maybe it's about my prayers. Most sometimes it is. Most of the time it's like he wants me to reach out to somebody, or he wants me to, like, he gives me ideas for content, something like that. All that stuff, it's just random. It depends on whatever he wants to do. And then after that, I spend time in the word, right? And that takes however long that takes, because your girl's starting to study the Bible this year. So that's that. So I feel like that's kind of it. And then I go out and glorify and I do my Devo and all that stuff. But that's kind of it for like structure, because it's very loosely structured, because it's not like a rigid time schedule. But I feel like that having a plan and knowing what I'm going into is making me like, it's like forces myself to like kind of like stay on task and stay with what we're doing this time. Because honestly, if 2020 2024 and kind of 2025, Talia could look at me and see the fact that I'm able to just have, first of all, be able to pray with a clear mind and not like having 20,000 things in my head, for one, and for two, actually having enough stuff to say something new every day is kind of crazy, because for the longest time I couldn't even get like my brain to like stop functioning during prayer. That's why I love, because I still, pray mind to ear, but normally in my daily routine I use my prayer journal, and I feel like that's been helping me with the whole like prayer journal, and then like sitting and receiving but routine. It's really helping me process like certain stuff and helping me to like practice stillness and to like not just hurry up and rush into my day. It's like we have this we have this set time, and during this set time we do what we gonna do, and nothing's gonna disrupt that set time, if that makes sense. And in this whole like new routines and stuff, God's presence has really became like an emotional covering for me, because it's growing up, it was really hard for me to even really necessarily name my emotions, let alone process them. Like, I knew like basic stuff like, oh, I'm sad, I'm mad, I'm upset, yada yada yada. I knew basic stuff. And like I feel like spending intentional time with the Lord has really let me, honestly, kind of force me, if you know, to actually process stuff that like happens in life and like how I'm feeling, and actually be like aware of my feelings and not pushing them to the side. It is really like this one secure place that I can go to that I've really never had before, if that makes sense. And honestly, I feel like it's really just like I'm sitting up, posted up, talking to my dad, because like that's really what it feels. And like I feel like I'm carrying a lot less weight, if that makes sense, because I'm that type of person that like tends to compartmentalize everything and take it and put it in a category and throw it all away and incinerate it and watch the flames go. So that's been probably very lovely for my mental health. So yeah. And like y'all, especially with me studying to like become a therapist, because like you have to let yourself be healed before you heal other people. That's why I feel like we've been doing a lot of root work lately, because my whole life I've been treating symptoms of the issue, and now with me and Abba, we're taking up the root and we're derooting and eroding all that away. So I feel like now it's like I'm still learning, obviously, because we're not gonna know all the knowledge of everything and anything and all this at one point in life, because if there was a point to obtain every knowledge ever, or a way to obtain every knowledge ever, then like what would be the point of like just living life? Because if you knew everything, then you might as well just like not be alive, because like that's what life is for, to like figure it out. If I guess, I don't know, that's a random tangent, but I say that to say this: i'm still learning, but I thank God that I'm not in this alone. And I want you to know that neither are you, because I feel like I'm good at being a servant, like servant master type stuff, but God's been really teaching me what it's like to be a daughter. And yes, obviously I am a daughter, but I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I like, obviously I am a daughter, right? But I'm learning what it means to be his daughter, if that makes sense. So y'all, with that being said, I hope this video helped you in some way. Maybe, I don't know. I just get the topics and I yap my yap. But if it did, feel free to like, subscribe, comment down below any topics you want me to speak about. Yeah, any topics you want me to speak about. I'ma be doing my content calendar for Jesus, I can't speak. I'm gonna be doing my content calendar for June. So like, if y'all want any specific topics you want your girl to yap about, let me know. And as I always say, you're welcome here. We grow with God here. I love you so much, but please remember that Jesus loves you more.